people on. We're live. Ah!
Boom. You said you'd never do that to me.
I said we're going live, and then I said we're live.
Yeah. Oh, this is not my chair. I feel like Goldilocks right now.
How's it feel, Dan?
What's that? Yeah. Hey, everybody!
We're back.
My porridge is cold. My bed is hard.
Fun fact to all of our viewers:
Yeah.
Daniel actually sits in a child-sized chair, and where he actually plays a gnome because it's comfortable to be in his own skin.
That's true.
Yes.
Usually, he branched out and he's playing a medium-sized creature this campaign.
I'm playing a real boy.
Go Hawks.
Hey.
Where are they going?
Let's get this started to the playoffs, baby.
To the playoffs. That's where they're going.
Lions won't beat all the birds.
We have to go play the freaking Rams again. I'm really not happy about this, but it should be exciting.
Oh boy. Put the happy hat back on.
The Rams have beat us. Now it's 5 out of 7 times.
Oh.
Because we just beat them this season once. But yeah, so now we gotta go play them again when it really matters, and they're a good team. So it's gonna be a good game.
Orange on the battlefield.
Thanks. So where are we at? What are we doing?
Man.
Well, let's see. Last you left off, Optimus Audi's rushed into the room, grabbed a twisted-looking teapot, and smashed a guy over the side of the head.
Bam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you were all standing in the room of an altar-type room for Kemper.
Right.
To
Boone.
Yeah.
The Lord of Undead Devils.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. John, would you be so kind as to hand me my notes from behind you on the show? Yeah, we've been spending some time in the Elflands investigating the various different devils that have tried to gain a foothold in Amarth. That is way more than I need.
I know what you're talking about.
But I appreciate it.
I'm ready.
Need some more.
You know, tracking them down.
More sheets.
I have a floor plan,
Let me
too.
get some more, yeah. Cool, yeah. That would have been nice to have 2 sessions
Oh, floor
ago.
plan.
Throw books at it.
We took out an idol to Boone, but this was not the head of the beast. There is a deeper threat in the form of I don't know what type of threat she is exactly, but she has a name, and I have it written down here somewhere.
Yeah, you got a ledger full of altars to attack.
Yeah, Malquis.
It's exciting.
Malquis, actually. Is the second in command to Exemplar Crowley. Anyways, lots of information. What this all amounts to is that if Taz wants to stay on Amarth, he's got to get this shit sorted out, because there can only be one.
Oh shit.
And right now, it ain't Saleos.
Taz, this one's been here for 10 years. How can there only be one?
There is a...
I mean, it seems like things have been fine for 10 years for this guy, right?
Yeah,
Until we showed up, right, Ekma?
Mess everything up.
This was before things started coming to a head. You see, some of these other devils are gaining followers in the form of champions, finally. And Reluctant Nakma is one of them.
What you think?
Excited Taz is definitely one of them. And there are apparently others. And I have their names now, which I didn't before. And hopefully something can be done about them. But
Can Cormac do an Arcana check and or history to figure out why there's only a limited amount of resources for a new god?
Hey, do you need these
Religion.
bodies?
Actually, honestly, I would let you do either.
History I have or Arcana. They're both plus 13. Oh shit.
What'd you get?
God, 32.
a font of knowledge.
Yowza!
It is very common knowledge that gods actually derive their power from the number of souls that they are able to collect. A god without any kind of worship, people praying to them, has no font to continue to bolster itself. the more people they get to worship them, the more powerful that they become. However, a new god or celestial deity of some sort that arrives in the area is going to have a much more difficult time. If you don't have any worshippers, the talk is ticking. Sorry, ticking.
I
Yeah,
like that actually.
it's clicking.
Yeah.
Clicking.
Until you get banished or something.
Yeah, until you run out of power. You've only got so much left in the reserves until you're on empty.
Was there an event that happened in our history that kind of opened the door to other deities?
Marth is kind of an unusual thing, an unusual place and creature of itself. For example, nobody actually knows where humans came from. It's been thousands of years, but during certain astral events and arcane storms of magic that wash over Marth from time to time, they do all kinds of really unusual things. Some people have mentioned that sometimes the storms are beneficial, like a storm might wash over and bolster a farmer's crop for 3 seasons to come. Most people call that man a liar, but from time to time it happens. But for the most part, the storms are very freak nature in coalescing raw magical power.
Chaos.
Pure chaos. And at times, they have opened portals that have allowed creatures from other realms through. Some people believe that there must have been a severe magical storm thousands of years ago that had opened some such portal, and a dislocated group of people must have emerged from it.
Okay. Don't really know what to share with you all, but I think we already know that to get more power, he needs more followers.
Right. Well, are we now just to like chew the scene? Are we still in the house?
Yes.
Okay. You know, I appreciate your insights on this, Cormac, because I've been giving it a great deal of thought, and I don't believe that Saleos is omniscient. I don't think he knows my thoughts and actions at all times, but I don't know for sure if that is the case. What I'm getting at is, I feel as if I need to come up with a plan B in the event that I should fail at this.
Well,
Because no matter what happens, I don't wish to leave Anarthian soil.
you want a planar binding of sorts. I believe such can be done. Because you're worried about becoming banished.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sent home.
We could do some research to see if that's done.
Perhaps there is an item of...
Would you survive the severing of his power from you?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Not,
Is that a thing?
it's not the kind of magic that I'm familiar with.
Nor am I.
Right.
I am no wizard.
Actually, I guess I'd be a sorcerers or more of power from nothing. You are taking a power from a pact.
This is true.
But its control of that power is
What if
designed
you
by the
found a
pact.
better deal? Better pact?
Any deal given can be taken.
Yeah.
And that is my concern here. While I do believe that Saleos has my back, so to speak, at least for the time being, I think that my power only lasts as long as his power lasts, and I'm but a human. I may
Well,
fail him.
Seems to me the only thing that's got your back is us.
This is true. This is true. You performed well back there, Nakma. You slew that devil. Mooney, well done.
This guy Flash over here.
I don't know what we would have done without you.
I mean, that infiltration was great. You should have been there. We made it past the guards, no problem at all. They didn't even see us.
I don't have eyelids.
I never doubted your abilities. I heard rumors.
When I do it, it's like...
Yeah. It's like 3 blinks.
Yeah.
I heard rumors of a haunting.
Right?
Oh, don't be modest. Mooney's skills in the theater are renowned. He pulled off quite the trick. He got those guards to, one of them, to give up this life and go pursue one of a religious path.
No
That's
doubt.
incredible.
It was incredible.
We actually went out of our way to make sure we didn't kill any of the guards, and then we walk into the room with all the guards. What does that look like?
I'm pretty sure that didn't they all leave?
Oof.
Guards were running in, and you knocked some out, and some fled.
I thought Octomasaudis walked in and just like slaughtered them while we were in the other room.
Yeah, well, Mooney stunned one of them,
Yeah.
and then
He didn't have his weapon out. I think he just used the tea kettle to knock
He
that
used
last
the
guy
tentacle.
out.
Yeah, because I was just imagining like Octomasaudis comes in like blood drenched. He's like, "Oh, one left, huh?"
Nobody attacks a citizen to kill Moira.
Yeah.
Not on my watch.
Yeah.
And lives.
we thank you for your support,
That's
General.
us.
Timely as always.
Citizens, that's right.
Well, the hour is late. It's about time that I get going.
Yeah. Who do
I have a few retainers who are waiting for me.
Oh,
Of course, my
Oh,
General.
oh, you know what they'll be retaining.
bada bing.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, we have prisoners, don't we?
Do you think the city has a bathhouse? I'm gonna go find out.
Certainly not in the Woodoven district.
Till we meet again.
It was a
General.
pleasure, sir.
We'll probably see you later tonight, tomorrow morning.
Yes, when will you be leaving the city, General?
I plan to leave tomorrow. My ship should leave sometime around midday.
And we'll
Yes.
see you off.
You're staying in the longhouse?
Oh, no. That's just where they've got the good drink.
I see.
None of this fruity wine. I need something that can burn.
Very well. Where are you staying?
There you go.
Where?
Yes,
I'll probably stay on my ship.
on your ship.
Or maybe the bathhouse will be open all night.
Insight check.
Roll an insight check. Those are some nice dice. Where'd you get those?
Last year for Christmas. That is a 17, and I get to add.
Wisdom.
Yeah, I don't think I'm proficient in it, so
Just 5.
for my insight, it's just going to be a +4.
Good enough. Optimusades, you can see, is talking about wanting to find a bathhouse that's open all night because that's his preferred place. Not to relax, but with your experience with him in the past, you see that he likes to invite the other gender in.
Okay. There's not any, like, he's just saying this is, like, a put on. And then he's going to go, like, talk to his spies or anything like that.
No, he's being honest. He's going to go find some floozy and hopefully a bathhouse that's open all night.
My man! And then I high five him.
Yeah! Two scaly hands clap together.
Nice.
General, will you fulfill your commitment to Cyrano?
I will review the contract. It depends if I think he can still make me money. To revive him at this point is going to be costly.
Convince him, Taz.
If there is anything that we can do to help, my
You can
General.
pay for it.
I'm pretty sure it was covered by his contract. He kept saying that a lot, over and over again. This is
Perhaps-
covered by my contract. Don't worry about it, Mooney. I don't need religious rights.
There's small print.
Well, upon reviewing of the contract, if there is anything that we can do to help, please let me know.
Coin. You want to pay up front?
Can we make a deal? Like, we'll make sure to help out Cyrano anytime he needs it for free. And then
Well, the last time you helped him, he died.
Oof.
Well, it was
That's
more
not
that he
fair.
helped us in that scenario.
That's
I
not.
can assure you.
That's not fair.
So you're saying that he wasn't doing his job, and by helping you, he died when he should have been working for me.
Oh no, Cyrano is ever the
Mm.
pragmatist. The mission came first.
Did it? Did he meet his contact?
Yes.
Good.
Of course.
Who was his contact?
We don't know.
He didn't disclose such a thing to
Well,
us.
then how do you know he met his contact?
Because he's a professional.
And he
I
gave us
slam
his
my hand
word that
against
he
the
did.
table.
I review the contract, and we shall see.
I believe he showed us some of the goods.
One last thing before you go.
He showed you what he was smuggling? That's a very bad smuggler.
What can you tell us
Part of
of
that was ours, I think.
the poisoner?
Poisoner.
Yes, the one who attacked Nakama during the joust. I know that you told us it was a faction of one of the Genesis cults, that was what you were able to determine, but
Oh, yes.
what will become of the poisoner?
Execution. Well, at least if we were in Kilmoira. Elves are... When you live as long as the elves, you don't hurry to do anything. She'll probably have trial in 4 or 5 years.
Oh, shit.
So a lengthy stay behind bars.
And let's just say they won't be out and about to bother you anytime soon.
It's not the ones behind bars that trouble me, but I appreciate the information, my general.
If I had it my way, this would be settled at the end of a blade.
Yes, well,
I start having like flashbacks.
Right.
No, I've always been fond
Hey,
of
Hans.
beheadings. I don't know what it was. It's quick, it's clean-ish. Anyways, the bathhouses are calling. I have to be on my way.
Yeah, those dogs are barking.
ooh, enjoy, General Octomasades. Thank you for your help once again.
Indeed, something tells me it's a big world out there, but somehow I feel like we're going to bump into each other again.
It is my sincere hope that we do.
Noisemakers like you always end up popping up where there's trouble.
Speaking of trouble, Mooney, do you have any of that rope left?
Of course.
Perhaps we should tie up some of our victims here before they awaken.
Octomasades gives a salute and he leaves.
General, till next time.
Wouldn't you find it easier to
My axe is always yours, sir.
cut it off right now?
Hi.
To kill them?
I mean, survivors today are enemies tomorrow, right?
No,
let's just
Mooney,
hand him over.
we haven't come so far without blood on our hands to simply kill them now while they lay
Ha! That was a test.
unconscious. And
That's not Taz. Kidding.
I like to think to myself,
good.
what
Nice
would
one,
Ember
though.
do?
I find myself thinking of our turtle friend often of late. I wonder how he fares.
Hey, so is your contact anywhere nearby? Can you message them somehow?
Message whom? My
you met with-
contact?
Yeah, you met with an elven lady earlier today. Can she tell the magistrate to send people here?
Well, I could.
We gotta deal with that orphan next too, right? Nakma, looks like you got more work. I'm
Right.
kidding. That was another test.
Damn it.
Nekma.
What are you doing?
Are you referring to
What's the
the
test?
child that he murdered the parents?
Stop it.
Well, you did kill this kid's parents again.
Accidentally.
I mean, the last one.
It was new.
The last one it went and joined a
Barbarian
cult,
magic.
and now he's running that cult.
Well, he's an angry, pissed off young man, that's for sure.
Okay. Well,
I'll give him a big Minotaur hug. How's that?
we looted everything in this house, right?
I believe you did, yes.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna take these prisoners all the way to the magistrate.
Why don't we just call some guards outside and tell them to haul them off?
I mean,
I would much rather grease the palms of the magistrate before simply summoning some guards. I
Yeah.
don't think that would work well in our favor to just call the guards. I
Yeah.
think you have the right idea, Mooney.
like we gotta cover this up, otherwise we're gonna get in trouble with those magistrates of people down below us.
I mean, truly, we've barely committed a crime here. Although I did impersonate a lord. Anyone who knows of this, though, either lies unconscious or, in the case of Lord Kemper of Roche,
How many do we have unconscious?
3? Not including the guards?
I don't
Yes.
think, was, 3? It was 3? I think it was 2. There was the Devil Cambion.
The Cambion is not unconscious.
He's gone. I know that.
He
Yep.
did.
And then there were 2 others with him in the room.
There were 3 others.
Oh, there were 3.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, there was.
Was I
the
able to
doppelganger that turned into
take the head off that thing, the cambion?
Yeah.
The Cambion is dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have the skull.
Sure.
I thought you
Okay,
did.
I was.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Gild that shit.
That's
Yes.
what my plan is.
yes, you do. Because the Cambion was from this plane, so it did not dissolve
Okay.
into a puddle of black ichor.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I have an idea to help us carry some of these bodies. I draw a circle in the dirt and I start a ritual for 10 minutes.
Dirt?
Ground,
house?
whatever. I sprinkle some dirt on the ground and then I put a circle on it.
What's all this chalk dust over here? Salt? Ooh, perfect.
In a minute, you see a translucent circle rise up from the ground. Go ahead and try to pile some of the bodies on that. We
Oh.
can just carry it with us.
Okay.
It'll float.
Oh, this floats. I thought this was gonna like send them to the middle of nowhere.
No, we can banish them if you wish. I'm just kidding. That was a test.
Ah, you got me.
No, it's just to save your backs. Just stack them on there. Let's
All
go.
good.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. White, go out and search the grounds for Talissa Aviran. See if she left as ordered.
I pull a curtain off and throw it on top of them.
As you command.
There you go.
I will do that. Your little sprite.
Only carries 500 pounds. So 2-3 people.
Yeah. Average person weighs around 200
One of them
pounds.
is a midget.
Yeah, one of them was a halfling, right?
Yeah, one of
There
them
you go, you got 3.
was a doppelganger.
Cool. So towel or a sheet over the top. Let's perp walk them straight downtown.
And they're all tied up.
Are they? You tied them up?
Yep.
Okay.
You don't need a survival check or anything.
They're unconscious, right? They're not testing your knots right now.
Yeah.
I always ask for the roll when it's important. Not
When it
important
becomes
yet.
important, you let me know.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I asked for you to roll it right now, you'd be like, "Oh, I rolled a 1." You know what? I don't think that knot was good enough. I
Right.
want to retie it.
Absolutely.
Hey, how, you hear some like rustling. Hey, how good were your nuts?
Were you able to find anything interesting
Uh,
going through the house?
objects of value, besides this candle here, right?
Anything worth identifying?
Ebony carved candles, objects worth about 800 silver pieces, and 130 electrum pieces. And we also got ammo.
Cool.
It's not normal ammo. Can you use it?
For me? Throw
I
it really
think
fast.
Taz was talking about giving it to Alan. It's
Oh, cool. Sounds great.
We could perhaps give it to Alan. There's some
Give it to
scale
whoever.
mail here. Maybe for one of Harry or Sally.
yeah, that would work.
Always dreamt of dressing up my skeletons.
Indeed.
Great
Yeah.
idea.
We have the fineries now. We could rob this guy for more clothes before we get out of here.
Let's do it.
There you go.
Okay.
Get your skelly some clothes.
Do I find any Rod Malakian clothes for these 2 skeletons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of
About-
scarves.
Get the driver
Yeah.
Get the driver some new
Afghans.
clothes too.
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll get
Alan.
some new clothes
Alan.
too. Anything that
Okay.
looks like it's his size?
Alan is actually kind of a little bit of a broad genasi. So he's pretty well muscled. I mean, he looks like he might have worked on a farm or something, perhaps with livestock. He's a bit more broad than the Cambion or anyone else in this particular area. So nothing really looks like it's going to fit his shoulders. The pants themselves look a little bit short. He's kind of a big guy.
cutoffs. Yeah, we need cutoffs.
Oh God!
You want some shorts?
All right.
Well, perhaps if we can find nothing here, we can purchase him something. But
Get him those jorts, right, Nekma?
That's right.
That's how you obtain
Pockets.
real power. Jorts.
Shorts
George,
with the expo pocket.
you're ahead of your time, Mooney. Now, we have a way to transport these bodies, but what is the plan with them? Mr. White, have you found Talessa? Did she leave the grounds?
I don't see her anywhere. She appears to have left.
How inconvenient. I wonder if she returned to the Duskulian.
They won't throw us under the bus, right? And like make us look like we're murderers.
Elves are mercurial, Mooney. It's difficult to say.
At least they're not opportunists, right?
Well, truth is on our side, as well as these bodies that aren't dead, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And this head of clearly a half human, half whatever this thing was.
And Kemper was not who he appeared to be.
And the devil
And we
worshipping
have the head.
accoutrement.
Yeah. How was that refacing of the shrine?
It turned out quite well, if I do say so myself.
Fantastic.
Soleos was pleased. But
Oh,
it
he
doesn't
spoke
take
to you?
much. Yes. He did speak to me, actually.
Wow.
Yes.
Now you can take off that crazy wrapping.
Oh, which reminds me.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
And I give you back your helm of telepathy with a small pang of regret.
How do you get those on? Never mind.
Between.
It's just
Barely
like
fits.
rest.
It squeezes right in between.
Oh, yeah. Well, then let us
If I do it too many
be...
times, it's going to start scratching.
It's got metallic sphincters.
There you go.
God.
All right, let us be going then.
Going where?
Interesting.
To turn in these criminals.
That's
To the
right.
magistrate, right? You bring him right up to his door.
I'm gonna keep a special close eye on that doppelganger. I don't want it escaping.
What's the carrion crawler's poison do again?
Oh, jeez.
Perhaps we could cut off its arm.
You
Or a
didn't
hand?
write this down? Did you
Or
buy
a
this
finger.
poison?
Mm-hmm.
A finger.
And you
That way
didn't
it's
write it
easily
down?
Identified.
It just says carrion crawling.
Hmm.
And
Really?
it's not an object in the
I think I could
that
stomach
guide. I was hoping it
the
was
severing
so
of
I
a
could
finger.
put it on there.
This sounds like a
Carrion
job for
crawlers,
Nappa.
I was gonna say
poison.
Mooney looks hungry.
Oh, this is true. Mooney, are you hungry?
Uh,
Would you care to feast?
I got a bad name before. When you
Like-
cannibal. Okay. You weren't here for that, but I bit a lady's arm off.
Well, this is no lizard man.
Was she alive?
Yeah, she was totally.
And you ate it?
I didn't eat it. I coughed it back up. We've been using it for a while to guilt trip her until we threw it in her face back at the cave.
And you wonder why you had a bad reputation. That sounds like a horrible thing to do. Was there a bad person, I'm assuming?
It was terribly bad.
There you go.
Obsidian was the name of the cult of Genesis.
My thought was,
Yes.
if we deface this doppelganger in some recognizable way, then
Oh,
even,
you'd know
even
it's a
with a shape
doppelganger?
change of some kind, we could tell who they were.
Really?
Do I have a history
Remove an ear.
idea whether or not they're like geckos and can regrow limbs? Or if you take a finger off, no matter what shape there are, they'll lose that finger.
You're
Tess, how'd you
talking
find out
about the doppelganger?
Mm-hmm.
It's an arcana check.
Find
Okay.
out about what?
You-
I know that really hurts your roll chance. Oh,
14.
you rolled a 1.
It's okay. It's alright.
A
Maybe I don't know. I've never
You
heard
got,
of it. Never
you
heard
got
of
a
it
plus
before.
12 to...
13.
What?
It's plus 13, so it's 14 total.
You got plus 13 to arcana?
History. Yeah, I mean, the knowledge domain gives me expertise.
That's awesome.
Knowledge domain is really awesome. I never really, before this build, never thought about the splash, but it's really good.
Doppelgangers cannot regrow limbs.
My instincts. Well, I don't know. I have no idea, but it seems like a good idea.
I really don't want to name a person.
Just clip it in your.
I could take a finger.
I mean,
Doppelgangers don't have
will do it. I was
Ears
just saying that might be fun.
necessarily.
He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do
That's
it.
true.
What about a
You're
tattoo?
right.
A tattoo.
I
Brand
think they
it.
can change their skin tones
Yeah.
and such.
You ever heard of that? There's, no, I'm just gonna drop that. Used to be these inglorious bastards out there.
Take a toe. I got toes.
They've got toes, but toes can be
Really
covered
good.
with Shoot.
Any
She's
word on that poison, sir?
Yeah.
Seems as though we got sidetracked. We can maybe let the local government take care of that.
Yeah, I've got these manacles. We could do that.
A banacle.
Manacles?
Oh, right.
Panicles. That sounded amazing for a
I
moment.
was like,
Something
what
very
is this
cool.
thing?
Yes.
These are manacles.
All right, let's go to the magistrate.
Yep.
Marching to the magistrate.
Keep an eye on our cargo.
Carrion crawler mucus is an on-contact poison, and it must be hard. A creature subjected to the poison must succeed a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned for 1 minute. The poison creature is paralyzed. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turns, ending the effect on success.
So we have to like pour this on him anytime he thinks he's gonna get up. Got it.
You have 1 dose, so that would be pouring it on her 1 time.
Yeah. Anyway, hey Taz, how'd they find out that you weren't supposed to be here as we're walking?
How did they find out that I wasn't supposed to be here?
Mm-hmm.
I was able to read the thoughts of the creature that, as it turns out, was reading my thoughts. It posed as a satyr, the doppelganger did. And it read my thoughts as I was reading its. Realized that I was not who I proclaimed myself to be, Lord Lucan, as it were, and exposed me to Kemper of Roche, which initiated the combat. There you have it. That's what happened.
So this asshole here can read minds?
This asshole here can read minds, Mooney, that's right. So guard your thoughts well, should he wake up.
Just knock him out again.
I start singing a song inside of my head that I will not repeat, for it is too foul.
I am a very lovely
Nope, it's a aquatic shark.
Oh, yes. Please, Mooney, no more of that.
Enough is enough.
Okay. To the magistrate, I suppose.
Yep.
Alright, you advance through town. It is definitely, sun has set. It is much more of a quiet time of the night. Although still here you are in a coastal type town. You approach towards the... Your dog just hit me.
Yeah.
You approach the magistrate's office, and there are pale lights that dance upon the outside of the structure. Upon the lamp posts, the dancing lights continue on, appearing in the shape and form of pixies and sprites and fairies flitting about, illuminating the street gently. Although it looks like the office itself is closed for the night.
Well, perhaps we had the right idea earlier by seeking out Telessa. She does know the magistrate. Perhaps we should travel to the Dusk Lily Inn and see if she is there. What say you all?
Yeah.
Mr. White, would you please go on ahead of us?
Nothing would please me more.
Let Telessa know that we are arriving with guests, and if she is there, to perhaps meet us at the root of the tree so that we do not have to leave our guests down below.
Oh, yes. I would be happy to be your messenger. And Mr. White flits about and takes off. It's not long. Only about 15 minutes before you arrive back once again at the Dusk Lily Inn. The large structure, multi-tiered, massive oak tree growing up from the middle of a street. Various dromedaries hanging down. Is that the right word, or is that the name of like a cow? Domiciles hanging down from branches with rope bridges and such. And as you approach, you see a hooded figure carrying a lute of sorts. Descends from the spiral stairs inside of the trunk of this great oak.
Cool.
In the pale light of all of the green bottles that hang from the many branches, she descends gracefully and approaches towards you.
Is there anybody else around here?
It is night, but it is early in the night, and yes, there are people everywhere.
I'd like
You
to
have
make-
a floating disc with a heap of people on it and a sheet, I think I heard.
curtain. But
Curtain.
Does it look like there's like guards or people here that might be like maliciously
This is-
watching us?
Well, you're being kind of weird with your disc. So lots of people are watching you, and there's lots of people here. It's early in the night. It's not time for people to sleep yet. Dinner was only roughly half an hour ago.
Can I
In
get
fact, much of the nightlife is actually just starting to kick up. You see that the Dusklily Inn is actually becoming quite a hot spot for activity.
Streets are hopping.
Well, there's no way to avoid it. I mean, the moment we left the house with these things in tow, we were bound to draw a crowd.
we can guard?
Nah, they're just looking.
My dear Tillis, is that you?
It's you again.
Why so unhappy to see me?
I thought that we... It's nothing.
It's nothing?
You go in without a plan. I mean, I suppose perhaps you've done right, because here you are alive. Exchanged some words, and then what? No communication beyond that? What happened after I even left?
Not only alive, but victorious. And I lift up the curtain. Although you may not recognize these foul creatures,
Well, I recognize two of them. They were at the dinner party. As for the doppelganger, I've never seen before in my life.
How do you know it's a doppelganger?
I've seen a doppelganger.
he
In
posed
its true
as the
form.
satyr.
He was the same.
I sheathed my
A
sword.
satyr?
Yes.
I saw no satyr at that dinner.
Not satyr.
The
The
dryad?
dryad.
Dryad
Yes.
sat next to me.
So it took the form of a dryad. Well then, we are all fortuitous. For if you have returned victorious, then that means that despite the fact that this monstrosity was able to read your thoughts and no less mine as well, no doubt, we all would have been compromised.
Indeed. Lord Kemper of Roches. No more.
And what of him?
Dead. Passed beyond this mortal realm.
It's a tainted house.
And so we have nothing.
We have everything.
I wouldn't say that we have nothing, my dear friend. We are friends, aren't we?
Yeah, we cool.
After everything we've been through
A
together.
friendship?
We're the Black Lotus, by the way.
A friendship takes at least 50 years.
50 years.
Indeed, I would never make friends with somebody over such short a time, nothing less than 50 years.
I guess then we don't have any information for our non-friend here. Vanya Suli.
Yes, goddess watch over you.
Well, perhaps Cormac has a chance at being your friend. I merely have an opportunity to be your acquaintance, I can see.
Acquaintance as it is.
That being said, we share a common
Your
goal.
lizard friend is leaving.
To check on our manservant, no doubt.
I thought he was bluffing at first, but he's walking quite quickly.
The Drake never
Very
bluffs.
fast and
He does like to make
these
a point.
days.
I
He
pull
is-
my cloak and go like this.
The Drake.
Doesn't walk away.
Right.
I even go faster.
People laugh.
Is there some place we
I
can
am the
speak in private? Perhaps rid ourselves of these foul creatures?
It'll be difficult. Perhaps we could have the god take them. Why do you parade them about so brazenly, honestly?
We thought it wise to make contact with someone who knows the city better than we do before we simply called the city guard. We don't know if we've even committed any crimes here tonight.
Assaulting a noble? A crime indeed.
impersonating a noble.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Mm-mm.
But you have assaulted and killed, it seems, Kemper of House Roche. He was a traveling dignitary and a good man of Rodmalak.
Show her, Cormac.
It was not what it seemed.
He was no man.
See the teeth?
Pull the
yes,
gum
I
up.
see teeth.
They're pointy.
I see that. It
Not
looks.
non-human.
He has horns. I'm not there.
I see that as well, and you're very loud, traveler, walking away so far.
The horn!
He's got horns!
I put it back away.
Burn this whole place to the ground.
Well, nobody shall trouble you for slaying a fiend such as this. Though none may believe the tales that this was even Kemper of House Roche. Regardless, that part is not important. You say that you had slain this Cambion, this creature,
Yes. that is
defeated the
true.
doppelganger,
Mhm.
and
Imposters of House Roche.
assaulted a half-elf and a halfling.
That about sums it up, yes.
They were asking for it.
They took
Indeed.
it first.
The good old classic, they were asking for it, argument.
I'm sure your clerics can cast a zone of truth if you really wish to know.
Well, perhaps if you leave them with me. I shall let the god if you're worried about your own well-being. Assaulting a Cambion within the city walls is not a crime.
While this creature yet still has lips, I can provoke it to answer questions for me. I can-
Doppelgangers do not have rights so much in Elenday either. If you were in that barbaric backwoods land of honest god, perhaps they have rights, but here they do not.
It's time for you to turn a spy.
Perhaps, although I would never trust a doppelganger.
I say that and then run away again.
At any rate, I do have some information to share with you, but out here is not the place. So if you would like to perhaps meet up with us at our wagon after you turn these foul beasts in.
What information do you wish to share?
Information regarding the order.
Oh. Have they been defeated within our city?
To an extent, yes.
Then my mission is complete.
Your mission is just that.
The city. Do you think I care for the lands of mortal men?
Do you think that their designs on this city are over simply because one agent has been defeated? Surely an elf as wise and as smart as you does not think such a thing.
Surely an elf as wise as smart as I does not think such a thing. However, this particular coven has been defeated. That was my mission. I shall report to my lady, and her will be the guiding arrow that shall take me to my next task. Until that time, this cult has seemed to have suffered a grievous loss. May you be victorious evermore on your roads elsewhere. You
Lady,
do intend to leave, do you not?
I must say that I find your hospitality to be a bit lacking, considering the fact that we completed your mission, as you say, for you, at great risk to our personal selves, without even an introduction to your lady, so as to receive the proper honor that the Lotus deserves for our efforts.
Look, if you wish an introduction with my lady, or any other such reward, simply speak it and do not dance around such a thing. You may find hospitality is a common trait among the sun elves, but among the wood elves, we usually greet outsiders with suspicion. Trust must be earned over, in your lifetime, a very long time. Far be it for a mayfly such as you to have such foresight for the actions on how they will affect the world for generations to come.
I must say, Well, lady.
Tell me.
Yes.
Tell me what you wish.
I don't know what you're doing, John.
Sorry, no.
Fisting, apparently.
Yeah.
Why are you over there fisting, Don? What are you doing?
She's up. I'm saying she's up her own butt.
It's very distracting.
Okay.
It's like, no, but the fisting.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
she's like, she's literally just like up her own
It's all
butt.
about the fist. Fist yourself.
Sorry.
Fist to fist.
Sorry, Mooney ran away. This isn't even like him saying this. Just some guy there just like.
Just fisting the air.
The Sun Elves are more likely to dance around and be courteous with these formalities. Among the Wood Elven Brethren, we are a little bit more to the point.
Well,
Something I thought you humans could words escape me, could relate to.
humans are complex, Talissa, but I will make it simple for you. My friend and I, Cormac, are wondering if you know of a place in the city where we might garner some further information based upon what we have found. We need to learn about a few locations, and sadly our knowledge is lacking.
Learn about what? What do you want?
Out here is not the place to be discussing these things.
And why not? You seek to keep secrets from others?
Indeed, yes. Spies are everywhere.
I cannot argue with that. But the cult that you have been out to destroy has been defeated in this city. How many enemies do you have? And how am I to know that you are not really an enemy of my own?
What can
For
you...
we shared a common foe, and now that that foe has been defeated, I do not know much about you. I have only heard whispers of Black Lotus, and I do not even know if you are truly those heroes who had done as the rumors say they had with the cult of Genesis.
Well, I thought that my actions tonight would have earned me a bit of goodwill, or at the very least an open mind. I understand your people are to the point, but you seem to border on hostility.
Because I do not know you. And you are asking for information. Knowledge is power, young Balthazar. How am I to arm those who may be an enemy of my own tomorrow?
I can see why elves live such lonely lives, my lady. Perhaps we will find the
What would you
information
know
we
of
seek.
elven love?
Indeed. What would I know of elven love? An introduction. Yes, that's what I wish. I wish to speak with your magistrate.
Very well. I can arrange for that.
I thank you, and perhaps over time, while we may never be friends, you may come to know that I am no enemy of yours.
Things change day by day. Even the leaves turn brown and fall upon the forest floor. Every spring is followed by summer, and then fall and winter.
Should I accompany you?
I
Or
should
will you
think
send
not.
for me?
Go to the magistrate's office upon tomorrow's first light. She will be expecting you. As for your recent catch, you may either leave them with me or turn them over to any guard that you see fit, or perhaps even set them free. It is your choice.
I will not set these creatures free. Cormac, drop them where they lie. Let Talissa take care of them.
Oh, you landed on me.
Hmm?
That one stirs.
Unless
That's-
you have
knock
any
it
further business, back to the carriage with us.
Go.
I believe we think the local library. This one doesn't need to tell us where it is.
Truly, you may already know.
Let's go.
Okay. Is it open this late?
What?
The local library?
Yeah. As you travel around the city, you see that the library itself appears to be a large, luminous building with a series of domes upon a dome upon a dome. It looks... Amber Alert.
We're
It-
all about to get
Again.
Yeah.
It looks as if it were almost like a bunch of grapes, but domes as they stack upon one another. And the library itself doesn't appear to ever be closed.
I will but follow your lead here, Cormac.
Sorry, I was looking at the amber. What'd you say?
It's a series of domes,
Okay.
almost as if it were a
And it never
bushel of
closes, you
grapes.
Okay.
And it never closes.
Okay.
24/7.
Right. Well, so I think we're gonna go in there for a while and do some research. I'm sure we can catch up when we need to rest back at the cart.
For sure.
Until then, you're free to do whatever you wish.
I would like to go into this library.
Excellent.
Mr. White,
Moving back to the cart.
accompany Mooney.
Oh, it should be my absolute most pleasure.
He's like super fucking sarcastic, right? Like he hates taking orders from me, right? Okay, anyways.
I whisper to Xander the owl to go hang out with Mooney too. Lands on your shoulder.
You have an owl on one shoulder. An owl lands on one shoulder, a pixie lands on the other, and it's like, and the pixie's like, oh, you know what? We should kill somebody today. And the owl's like, woo!
Excellent.
Yes, I guess this one needs food.
Beautiful.
Do you eat pixie?
Woo! Woo!
Do we
Woo! He said no. What he really wants is the eyeballs of a humanoid. I'll give you the gift of flight.
No, you'll have to rein in your bloodlust tonight.
It shall be my pleasure.
Is the moon at apex?
No, far from.
Right?
Yeah, I start looking for Obsidian's hand.
Alright, the two of you go to a library.
3.
I'm in there too.
The three of you go to a library. Mooney, you walk around for a little bit with a pixie that keeps whispering for you to do horrible things.
Hey, stop it, okay? I'm going to... Is there a church
Caressing
here?
your ear.
I'm sure there's lots of churches here.
Yeah.
Temples.
Is there any to
temples.
Chardra or Anacelian?
There is a temple to Anastelian. The temples to Chardra are...
Anacelian it is. So anyway.
Yeah, they would be here inside the city as well, actually.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah. It's
I'll go
not
there.
exclusive for druids. It's actually very common among bards. So, they don't have what you would consider to be like a dedicated temple, but instead they have...
It's like a bazaar.
A steakhouse.
No,
Steakhouse,
actually,
yeah. Soup kitchen.
the followers of Chardra erect shrines, small shrines, usually on like maybe the back side of a stables or around the corner of the inn or a tavern or of some sort where travelers can gather. And they're all about way shrines. So it's that you can travel through the night or come upon a way shrine when the moon is high, the good moon, or
Yeah, right.
of other sorts, and they cater to traveling. So
I like it.
you're not going to find like a dedicated temple, but more like shrines that are maintained by every follower who comes upon them.
Okay. Yeah, so I get
Right.
to this shrine. I pick up a stone, write my name on it, Drake, and then I place it on top of the shrine. And then I had 2 gold coins, and I place down all that food I found earlier that I foraged for the night before, and I leave it in a bindle.
All right.
Oh, I'll leave what's left over of that honey badger ale that Taz had.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'll start making my way back to the cart so that I can see Alan and my sweet, sweet Drake.
Drake sees you. Tongue just kind of hangs out to the side.
Hey, buddy! Yeah, I got more of that bear jerky.
Pulling at the end of its lead. You three go to the library. It's a very large open air type area. They don't have very many walls, as it were. A lot of air flows through it, and you see that they have some sort of gemstones that are almost floating above a sconce. And you're not really sure what the purpose of these are. Not only do they give off a nice light, which is nice to read by, but it's not enough light to be comfortable to read by. At least for
Nakma
your
has
eyes.
never been in a library, and he is.
Shelves upon shelves of mostly
He likes
scrolls.
it though, because he's smart.
It's mostly scrolls,
But
but
that bait.
lots of
Bill,
books.
You know, he it's like something like going to Disneyland, but with the shock and awe part of it. You know,
Seeing him
It's
in
just
such
all kinda
awe,
like-
kind of grab him by the arm. I will show you around. Follow me. And we walk up to the front desk.
Do you guys do like
There
the
isn't
Dewey,
one.
Dewey Decimal System here?
There's no one at all managing the books in this library.
Not that you can see.
Holy shoot! It's a free for all.
Okay.
do those sconces look like they're light? Or are they
They
just
give
like
off
right there?
magenta light, and it's comforting, and you can read by it, but it's not like the best light to read by.
Is okay.
Well, Balthazar, where would you like to get started?
Well, I have a question for you, and this is in regards to my plan B.
Right.
I want to know more about Minthios, what the world's history has to say about my
Excellent. Well, he's gathering his thoughts. Why don't you
That's
follow
why
me
I'm-
this
That's
way?
why I came to the library.
I can navigate straight to where the atlases are.
Yes.
Traversing the area, going through the books and the shelves, finding the non-fiction section, you come to a spot and you see that there are
Exactly.
atlases and bits and pieces of world
Right,
history,
something
travelers and
very
explorers who have gone to Minthios and explored the realms
Cool.
of the arid desert lands.
I will bury myself in that.
Very well.
Excellent. Walking back to where Balthazar was gathering his thoughts, I reach him just as he finishes writing something.
I hand Cormac a simple sentence written in cursive English. And it simply says, "Have you ever read this script?"
Upon staring at it for a moment, baffled. Not sure. 1 second. Have I ever seen anything like this?
No.
Okay. Would you like me to read it?
My thought was, if we can find something like that, perhaps someone else who has been here before would know how, we may learn how they stayed without a pact.
So you wish to find another as yourself, who has been banished and or sent here from another plane. So this is from your home plane.
This is a language of Earth, the only one I
Library sounds?
speak.
Well, I have not seen it before.
You got library sounds?
Perhaps we could search around. I mean, they wouldn't have a book written in that around here. Not because then no one else can read it.
Most likely not.
People as myself can arcanely divine, but it's more of a sense. We look at the words and we hear the meaning more than just read it.
I see. Well, there's no need to read it. I can tell you what it says.
Yes, that's why I asked.
Aside from that, which is Plan B,
Mm.
and something on the back burner, I think we should learn everything that we can about this city of skulls.
Okay. Is that where your next target lies?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you wish to know? Its economy? Its cultural diversity?
Its location, its laws, its economy, its cultural diversity, threats, rumors, legends.
Let's get started then.
Everything.
We walk up behind you in the Atlas section.
Shh. That's what they do here. Made too much noise.
No
Some
one's
lady came up and
shushing us. Whoa, what's that?
It's hard to be quiet.
So we begin to try and research on the City of Skulls.
All right. Did you have any questions about Minthios as you wanted to read about it?
Just I want to know what the rest of the world has written about Minthios, outside histories, point of view, any.
Do you read, Alvin?
Oof.
Good question. What do I read? What did I do?
Is everything in Elven here?
It's an elfin city.
I do read something. I think I do.
Goes all the way back to like Primordial and Draconic.
Do read. Anyway. But if there was any history of maybe possibly a king, how their past was, things like
Alright.
that.
So, history of Minthios. You actually come across some stuff that talks about some of the history of Minthios as a land. First off, you find that Minthios itself is considered an incredibly ripe opportunity for making a fortune of wealth. But all of it is virtually impossible to get to. Because the Minotaur have killed most anybody who tries to take from their ancestral lands. As it were, at the beginning of before recorded history, there you find books that are talking about oh my god, the word just lost me. Not an artisan, an artificer.
Okay.
You find that the land is believed to have been, the entire island is believed to have once been a massive artificer, what some people might consider almost a utopia. That there's incredibly unusual, strange, and ancient forgotten magical technology there that is lost in a network of caves beneath the ground. And it's so difficult, it's basically impossible to find these caves full of all of these artificer artifacts. Because one, it's a labyrinth. It's going in there, the weird magic, the leftover residuum magic, and the arcanum that flows through the area disorients, changes, warps, and it seems to change reality or how you perceive reality. And the only people who have ever successfully navigated this has been the Minotaur. However, the Minotaur, having no sense of ownership, looking at these unusual artifacts beneath the ground, see it and like, well, this is just garbage and I don't need it.
We just leave it alone.
They leave it alone. They have no interest in it whatsoever.
So I'm finding this documents to be pretty spot on.
Outside of that, the land around the coast, the more fertile parts of Minthios, have been largely populated by dwarves, goblins, Paisao human, as well as there appears to be a monastic tradition of monks that lives in that area as well. And they are way back here in my book. Right? Nope, further back. Not there. Oh, gosh. It doesn't mention what their tradition is.
Any historical
There was
battles,
once a king, actually. There was, for a very short while, there was a king of Minthios. At least 4 generations. And it wasn't a king by what most people would consider a king. It was a time when the Minotaur were nearing extinction and were
Okay.
nearly wiped out by goblins from one side, humans from another, and the Cyclops being, well, a fierce enemy and completely vulnerable and easily defeated near the tunnels of the Minotaur lands. Still an almost impossible bulwark of might and force along the coast to their south and to their west. So the Minotaur were caught between a rock and a hard place. And a particular warrior had rose up and led the Minotaur to a victory, of series of victories, that finally was able to push back the forces and saved their entire people. That bloodline was worshipped for a while.
Okay.
However, the one surviving prince to that bloodline was someone by the name of Durin. And he was captured in a raid and taken as a slave across the seas. And nobody had ever seen him again.
Okay. Is there this Durin come up in stories, obviously, growing up? I would imagine. So I've heard of folk stories of this Minotaur.
Not from Mintheos.
None?
Only that he was the lost prince.
Okay.
Nobody in Mintheos ever found out what happened to Durin.
Okay.
Outside of that, Mintheos has a population of approximately 1.2 million. And there is one other thing of very incredible legend in Mintheos. It's known as the Great Arch. It is a construct near the shores of the Enchanted Waters. The Enchanted Waters being a body of water that has a powerful magic to it, so much so that it's almost too much magic for people to be near. The magic focus in this area is so concentrated as to be toxic to most creatures. However, the Great Arch is near this particular area. There are massive stones from other lands that join interconnected in bizarre shapes, almost as if they were puzzle pieces. All of these mismatched stones lock with one another, and they are covered in sigils and runes unknown to the creatures of Fierstein. They adorn the out-of-place arch and vibrate with a dormant power. The arch is clearly ancient and surprisingly unweathered amongst the scouring sands of Mintheos. Its edges and corners and runes and everything about it are as pristine as if they were carved the day before. And the scouring sands of Mintheos do nothing to remove them.
And okay.
No one's ever discovered its true purpose.
So as a growing up on Mintheos,
The Minotaur,
what does the Minotaur know?
the
of
Minotaur
this?
avoid it.
Okay, so it's just
It's a
everybody
horrible
avoids
place. It's a horrible, cursed place. They
Got it.
avoid it at all costs.
it. Okay.
Even if they are dying of thirst, they dare not
They
take
don't
water
go that
from
way.
the enchanted waters.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. That's what you learned about Mintheos.
Yeah, sounds good.
You guys are talking about the City of Skulls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the City of Skulls itself is actually in an area called the Shield Wall Mountains. It is in between borders, actually. Between Honorsguard, Mabau Empire, Elende, and Rodmalak. The four regions all connect and kind of join among this area, but none of the four kingdoms claim the City of Skulls, nor do they try to. The mountains are very much impassable for a large force. You could only get a small excursion of people up there. And the City of Skulls itself is known to be rife with dark magics, powerful casters, dark ritual, and strange politics. The monstrous races that most of the kingdoms of men shun or attack on sight find refuge in the City of Skulls. It's a very common place for orc and goblin, but it's also a very common place for other races. You might even find mind flayer who have broken off of the hive mind. You might come across a gnoll who has managed to hold back their impulse to devour long enough to plot. It's a strange, strange place. It's incredibly lawless. It's sort of an honor among thieves type of place. And dominating the very center of the entire place is a ziggurat, a massive tower temple with steps going up hundreds of feet, and it appears to be built entirely of bone.
Wow.
It is unknown how many countless millions have died constructing its outer walls.
Who rules here?
Nobody. And at the same time, somebody, at some point, at times it has changed overnight. At times it has been but a single faction for a day. And at other times it has been another faction for decades. There is never the known ruler of the place. It's changing constantly, always in flux through a bloody coup and plots and backstabbing or outright aggression. Who rules today could be dead tomorrow. But it's always been somebody different. Different factions, different cults, even demigods for a while.
Any notables?
You go through the list and you find all kinds of stuff. You find stuff about like the names of liches. You see the names of devil cults. You see at one point there was a barbaric tribe of... It's strange, but you find like there was a cult led by some barbarian who worshipped hamsters. Some of them are quite comical, but all of them extreme.
Any indication that there might be a teleportation circle there?
Oh, very much, definitely. Somewhere, at some point.
Any history or markings or anyone in the Elven lands or anywhere nearby that would have it written down?
Anything that would have happened then would have been destroyed by whoever would have assumed power in the next coup.
Like the circle itself, you mean?
Would have been altered,
Yeah,
changed,
okay.
a new one cast, the old
Right.
one destroyed.
Right.
Nothing that you find is reliable for teleportation.
Okay. Anything that I could use as a focal point for a scry in the future?
Possibly. Can we take a 10-minute break, though?
Yeah.
I think it's a good time.
10 minutes.
I'll be back 10 minutes.
Gotta get up and stretch your legs, as they say. But not that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Dog- guys back from the library? Or
No, we're
there?
still in the library.
Still at the library. And we're eating Fritz sweet brownies.
They're
Yummy.
quite delicious.
It's a lot
They're
of cocoa.
not
in it.
dry.
I need to get more cocoa now. She's using all my cocoa.
That baker's
We're
chocolate.
we're eating all your cocoa.
Actually, to make brownies, you need two different kinds of cocoa. You need Dutch cocoa and you need baking cocoa.
My roommate's dog ate a whole thing of cookies, chocolate chip.
But are they made out of cocoa?
That's probably milk chocolate. So I
See,
got-
Yeah.
because I mean, like dogs.
Most of the dark is bad.
yeah, right.
Dogs are sensitive to cocoa.
Yeah.
So, like, a dog could eat a whole Nestle bar and be fine because Nestle doesn't use cocoa.
Like Halloween chocolate and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you need it. I
Oh,
don't care.
this is-
Dark
this is-
stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, dark Hershey's or something would be bad.
Yeah, I bet that's got
Yes.
a lot of cocoa in it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways, we're researching in the library. It's fantastic.
you're looking at
cocoa.
books, you're going over information and all.
Actually, that was a thing. Like inside the guy's house, he's the only person who's had cocoa.
yes, yes, he did.
He did. That's
Um,
right. I wrote it down.
There's nothing really here that you feel like is going to give you something that you can scry on. You don't see any real way to teleport to it. The temple, the city of skulls, has survived for as long as it has because it is a fierce reputation for being very difficult to get to. Otherwise, the armies of men and elves and dwarves likely would have wiped it out ages ago.
So how do people get there?
There are no known roads. You have to go off the beaten path and
The
try and
mountain
find your way
paths.
through and up the mountains of the Shield Wall Mountains without meeting your demise.
Can you laser beam the city of skulls and where we are?
Whew, City of Skulls, right here.
Okay.
that's
And
like-
where are we?
Here, I
Not
believe.
that far away.
Okay.
I think it's lawnmower for him.
People typically hire a guide. Do the books give us any information on this? Is there any kind of a map? Would we just be wandering around?
You'd probably
This way.
be wandering
No, this
around,
way.
actually. Exactly that.
That's what we do best. Come on. Be wandering safe.
Balthazar, there are spells that could help me locate objects in our cities and people and scrying and all sorts of things.
I hesitate to bring us all into such a hive of scum and villainy. Seems as if it's
You
a
realize
dangerous
where I
place.
live, right?
Paige, I found Paige to be most pleasant.
Sure, on his face. And then you went into a room where you were covered in draining blood.
Yes, well, that only happens once a year. Right?
Yeah, that's what you think. So just keep in mind what you experienced in 24 hours there.
That's what we call a Friday.
Well,
But in any case,
we would certainly, well, some of us, other than myself, wouldn't fit in the city of skulls, unlike any other place we've been so far. So perhaps we'd be in less danger there initially than I fear. To be truthful, this entire quest it's something that I feel as if I'm dragging you and my other friends along with, and if something were to happen to you all, I would feel terrible.
I mean, yes.
You are dragging us along, but it's okay.
Is it
You're our friend, Taz.
only your responsibility to clear all the other usurpers away? Is that what you're taking on?
For now, I know that I must go after the most powerful of them, and that is most certainly Bunet. He's been here for 10 years. Likely Vapar. Others, I cannot
Well,
say.
As these things grow in interest, Soleos, I'm speaking of, will probably get other champions to go after the smaller ones, perhaps?
I suppose this is true. I hadn't really given that much thought. He seems to have taken a liking to me specifically.
But as his power grows, so will his influence. Or as things are said. Anyway, I fear very little for my life. in the pursuit of knowledge, I am pretty much willing to do just about anything. I've never been anywhere near the City of Skulls. Few have. It represents a very unique opportunity for me in my book.
Well, to the City of Skulls then.
Well, I would still suggest discussing it with your compadres.
Well, if what you say is true, then perhaps they may be willing to accompany me after all. We'll discuss it.
We should grab this map of the western areas of Amarth. Perhaps we can map out a course through some of these smaller temples along the way.
Yes?
I look around, all freaked out. Apparently
like,
we are alone.
Apparently we're alone. Is there no ghost librarian?
Looking through the bookshelves is an elf on the other side who's looking at a
Of
gap.
course. Since I'm thinking of...
Oh my god, it's a book elf.
The book
There's
elf.
absolutely no need
Hide in
for
plain
that.
sight.
Books here are taken and exchanged on a free basis. It's take a book, leave a book. There's no need to defile somebody's literary work. That might have... ruffian.
Then I will take the whole book. I do apologize.
I do hope you know the mending spell.
I do, actually.
Excellent.
Nakma interrupts,
Someone's life
and
work that you just
moves in on the conversation and says,
Taz, there was a king in Mintios.
There was a king in Mintios.
Ah,
That elf was right.
barbarians and their kings.
Was he revered?
says he was the lost prince. You must know more.
A lost king.
Yes,
How have you been feeling, Nakama, since your poisoning?
I feel great.
I know we often give you a
General
hard time.
Asatis took care of me.
Yes?
Did you see right there on the field?
That cult, they still follow you.
They follow us. It's not just mine, it's ours.
I understand, but you were the one who was sought out and poisoned. The boy views
Because
you
I was out in the open.
as the killer of his parents. I'm not laying blame. I'm simply trying to have a conversation with you about the fact that there's a very powerful cult with a faction who intends you dead above all others.
Well, I am not worried of that. I have the Drake, and I have Balthazar.
Brave
Why
Nakma.
should I worry? You've been victorious over him already.
Well, I'll do the worrying
I
for you.
feel.
How do you
we're
feel?
fine. I feel fine.
You feel fine? You feel up to these challenges ahead?
Always. What are you dragging us into? I just wanted to show you that there was a king.
I'm excited for you. Perhaps one day you could be a king. What do you know of ruling?
Right. What?
Ruling. A people.
What do you know?
I know some, but not so much as a king
Well,
nor
my
a
people
prince.
are hard to rule.
Are they?
Oh,
What would be the purpose of a ruling Minotaur?
very true.
What would be
You
that?
seem to be
Maybe
interested.
for protection.
Why are
maybe
you
just-
interested?
Just to make sure my people are safe.
They are not safe now.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard you mention Cyclops.
Yes, we have the Cyclops. There's all sorts of creatures on Mythios that would like to invade our home and our tunnels, our mountains.
So you fear...
It's best to be secure. Organized number helps.
But back to the king.
Yeah.
What does
Somebody
that change?
needs to tell them what to do.
Boy, from what I've heard of Minotaur, that would be hard to do.
It's hard.
And you wish to take this on?
Well, the Minotaur respect strength, and like most civilizations, wins in battles, hero, they praise the strongest. You know,
A king rules by decree with the support of the people behind him.
not all races are like that, my friend Taz.
An emperor rules by force.
Only maybe in the human world.
What do you know of the human world?
I know you're little. It's a joke.
You puzzle me, friend Nakma, but I appreciate your support.
A king is merely a title, and
Exactly.
they can come to power in many different ways. But the weight of rule, I'm not quite sure it is what you think it is. I've met many a king, but none of them are very happy.
True.
You seem
I
to
don't
want
wanna
to be
rule
happy,
them.
Nakma.
I don't want to rule my people, just in case in time of need they have somebody to look up to help them get it together. Because they're a chaotic bunch.
You were but, 15, 16 when you left home?
12.
You were 12. So you spent 12 years there, and you wish to return and rule them.
Lead. Organize.
Okay, you might want to. Okay. Well, we can definitely continue to research this lost bloodline.
Yeah. What was this king's
Sounds
name?
exciting. Durin.
Durin. A powerful name. Much like
So,
yours.
Much like mine.
Indeed.
Well, have you learned what we came to learn?
We have found all there is, I believe, on the City of Skulls. It's getting to it seems damn near impossible. We must find a guide, which might not be so difficult. We will have to probably make some deals with someone who's been there, which generally speaking would be not of any of our racial backgrounds.
I would like to look around the library for a mirror.
Okay. You spend. Give me a perception search.
15.
You spend a good 15 minutes looking for a mirror in the library, but try as you might, it's not really the place where they keep mirrors. You think to yourself that there might be somewhere nearby. You look out, kind of gaze the city streets a little bit, and down the street you think you spy the sign of a tailoring shop.
It's like the three mirrors.
Okay. Our manservant most likely purchased some clothes from this place earlier in the day.
How dare you?
If you would humor me, I may know of a guide.
To the City of Skulls. Here?
Here remains in doubt, but I must know if he yet lives before we can find him.
By all means, show me the way.
Very well. I will head over to this tailor shop and see if they're open.
Okay. You head over to the tailor shop. The shop itself is open, even this late in the evening. You step in, there's the waft of incense and bouquets of flowers adorn everything. You see that this particular shop caters exclusively to noble elven women, sun elves, and all of their fine dresses. Oh, my lord, thank you for visiting the troubled tailor. How might I be of assistance to you? A fitting slim garment for your lady friend, perhaps?
Lady friend?
Oh,
Oh,
we
sorry.
specialize in gowns and evening wear for the ladies of Elenday and in the fine city that we now stand in.
Actually, I was wondering if I may procure the services of one of your fine mirrored instruments for a period of time.
Oh, indeed, you may. A pleasure. A simple request. I would be happy to oblige. We have a mirror in the back. If you wish to check over your appearance, you shall find it quite to your liking.
Perhaps a bit of privacy as well. I can pay.
Oh, just pull the curtain closed, dear, and be sure to spread the word far and wide of the hospitality and kindness of the Treble Tailor.
I will do so indeed. And believe me when I say I can be quite persuasive.
I shall take your word for it.
See what I mean?
All right, you step into a room. You pull a curtain back behind you, and you open up an area, and there are indeed almost like a partition wall, 3-paneled mirror. And as you look into it, you see that the clever elf had this mirror built just so to cause a slimming effect. Each mirror is ever so slightly curved to make you look thinner.
That's pretty creepy. right
That's
there.
perfect.
That's the mirror realm.
He's crawling out of that mirror.
He is.
When
Is
you
that
enter-
Geppetto?
When you enter into the mirror realm, you roll for an effect, and each character who enters into it rolls the effect. It's used that recently in your players.
So I go into the room, draw shut the curtain. Cormac, I open it.
Hi,
Get in here.
okay.
And you're still at the library,
Yeah.
just looking at the picture books.
I look up.
Standing there.
Oh, we didn't. Say,
They left me. I'll go
Continue.
back. I'll go back to the carriage. Jerks.
I reach into my pouch, pull out the rod of the Pact Keeper,
Mm-hmm.
and it sort of spirals open. I reach inside and grab one of the little tentacled creatures from it. Whack! Slap it up against the mirror.
Jeez.
And it's like those sticky hands. It like slowly starts
Right.
going down, but as it does, it's just like getting bigger and
This is my
bigger, but
favorite.
like also more jelly and liquefied until the point where it's just like dripping this sort of ichor down the mirror. And all of this takes like quite some time. I'm just like, hang tight, it'll. Show me Faestrilian Silver now.
Oh my god. No fucking way.
There's a dark
We know
room.
he's not here.
There's a dark room. It's smoky. And as the mirror adjusts, you kind of catch the glimpse. There is a bright light in front. A figure sort of in front of it, silhouetted by this bright light, creating almost like a halo. The bright blonde hair refracting the light in different ways. And this figure appears to be sitting on a chair. And as you're watching, you see that they are bound.
oh,
And
jeez.
you catch on, your eyes adjust, and you see like, oh yeah. And you see another figure.
God.
Knew it.
And and we're just going to go ...
Yes.
There you go.
as
He looks like he's in pain.
Relations.
Of a sort. I know it's been a while since you've been alive.
Why
Harder!
are you showing me these things?
Ignore the figure.
Yes,
Is that the best you got?
yes, mistress.
Ignore the bounded figure. Tell me, what can you learn of the furniture? Where is it likely derived from? I'm trying to figure out where he's at, if
Do
possible.
I recognize any of the furniture stylings?
Yeah, who's the person hitting him? Can you tell by the hands?
Size, race, anything?
Yeah, I want to know everything that I can.
Dialect?
Blue.
Did they say?
Yeah, are they wearing like a class ring?
It's obsidian.
There you go. What race is this person?
it is a half elf. Appears to be half human, half drow.
Oh.
And as for the room itself, it is a human type of dwelling. It's definitely not anything of elven architecture or design. It's very much so human craftsmanship. Specifically, you believe that you actually see the carvings that are kind of detailed and natured for the very far south.
Okay.
of the land of Intrustvar.
Whoa.
But as you're looking at it, you see that not only is the chair itself apparently made from exotic woods brought all of the way from Intrustvar, but then you also see that there appear to be goblets on the table, which appear to be carved from in a style of the humans of Fjorta. You see that the curtains themselves are made out of a silk and embroidery from the elves of the Moonshadow Moors, or the Moonshadow lands, as well as other various bits and pieces of art, decoration, things that you are able to piece together. It appears that the place itself is very filled with different cultures and people from all over the place.
Is there a fire?
Oh yeah, there's a fire.
Are they trying to keep the place warm? Is it cold outside?
It doesn't appear to be a large fire. It's difficult to say if it's
But there's
to
a
keep
fire
it warm.
going.
There is
So
a
they're
fire
not like
going.
a desert.
However, the thing that you catches your eye really actually is that there is a particular head of an animal preserved on the mantle.
Okay.
It appears to be an owl bear.
Oh.
I could have said it.
Could have. This particular breed of owl bear actually is pretty common in the forests of Honorsguard.
What? How did you get that far?
Honors guard.
My friend,
Yeah.
this person is well traveled. They have furniture from Vista and goblets from Jota and all sorts of things. That owlbear there comes from, well, the forests of Honor God. Who is this person?
He is a friend, and this is likely not his house.
You think not? He looks very comfortable.
To my knowledge, First Julian Sylvanar has been many places, but calls none of them home. Can you laser beam Honors Guard?
Wouldn't that be precisely what we're looking at? Someone who's been many places and calls none of them home.
Bushes.
Yes, this is,
Jail.
I believe, to
This
be
is
our
Honors
best
Guard.
guide.
He is your guide?
He is the best one that I know.
This whole region is Honorsguard. In fact, all the way up along this area here.
Okay.
It's a massive.
Big area.
It's got a massive coast.
And I totally forgot where we are. We came from page
We're in Ellenday on the
Yeah,
to the
to the
right
left.
of where you are.
This laser's going up.
here?
John's
Way
left, my right.
Here. Okay. All right. So we're on our way down, and you said the skull.
The city
of
of
skulls is like.
No, it's
No, it's
right in the
there.
middle.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, we'd have to go around
Shit.
it, literally.
It's like on the way.
It's on the way.
Shall ways.
What's the major city in Honors Guard? Skyfjord?
Skyfjord.
Skyfjord.
I know a little bit about Skyfjord. Does this look like the inside of a ship?
It does not look like the inside of a ship,
Dude.
but knowing what you do know, give me a history check.
Dude.
Both of you, actually.
I wish I was there.
You can both roll.
Chris got. Oh, that was almost a 19, dude.
What is it?
Go.
Looks like a
31.
1 from here.
Yeah, no, I know. Tell me what you know about Honors Guard.
I want to hear what you think it is first.
No,
and then
I know.
wanna hear what
I
he
know.
thinks.
Trust me.
I spent some time there.
As have I.
I don't know yet. I'm trying to be filled in.
I'm gonna like. Chris is
So,
gonna be like.
all
There
right.
are many, and Balthazar's like ships there.
Right?
You know that Honors Guard itself, very common, most people know this, is that it was once a desolate land full of plague and horrible nightmarish things.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. But at some point, things had changed, and it's actually become a very thriving, it's almost the center of human civilization, of modern civilization for humans in Fiersheim. And it's different than any other place in all of Fiersheim because this is the most welcoming place in all of Fiersheim. You could be an orc and walk down the streets and nobody's going to give you a sideways glance. It's been populated by people from all over the continent. Humans, elves, dwarves, minotaur, changelings, and doppelgangers even have citizenship. And it's a land of equality where the government itself is not run by a monarch or elders or a clergy or a religion. It's actually run by guilds. And the guilds control the commerce, and they give workers their rights because the guilds are run by the workers. So everything is done on where the working citizens of Honor's Guard are the ones who control it. And these guilds set aside the laws in order to benefit the workers of the land. So you believe, looking at this room, knowing that Honor's Guard is a place where everyone from everywhere comes to eventually. This room has so many things from so many different places. It must be somewhere in Honor's Guard.
Okay.
And major cities in Honor's Guard that this could.
Skyfjord.
There's quite a few major cities in Honor's Guard. This could be any of them.
Yeah.
You're only looking at the inside
They're
of the
all
building.
upside down. I can't read them.
Well, I'm gonna watch him for 10 minutes, learn all that I can learn.
You perv.
I'm gonna leave the room.
As you leave the room,
wax my eyebrows, baby.
you leave the room, you close the curtain. She listens. The shopkeep listens, and you just hear, "Oh!" It just gets worse.
Yeah.
I have another.
And she just
Right. So, you're probably asking yourself what he's doing in there. So he's got a bit of a screw loose, and this is the only way we can get him right. Okay, so he does a little drink, and then he has a little conversation. It's quite odd, but I can show you. We will pay you if anything gets broken. Anyways,
I have very expensive silk garments back there, and if any of them are soiled,
No.
right.
What do you have private viewing with?
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Right.
Walking ain't easy.
10 minutes go by, and the scrying does change. Fortunately, you caught the end of the performance, it would seem. And as the curtains are pulled apart, as the curtains on one of the windows are pulled apart, you're able to see the nighttime streets of a very large building on the outside. You don't have much of a view, but you do get a view from a hill looking down on some city. And in the center, it looks like there's a river through the center of the city that splits apart into an island and then moves back into a river further down. And upon the center of this island, it would be wrong to call it a castle, but it looks very castle-like. It's a very large, grand building of stone.
Okay. So.
And an airship.
And an
You see an airship, and then that's when 10 minutes are done.
Okay. Armed with this information, I will exit the viewing chamber, as I call it, and look behind
Give a
me
tip.
as I leave, realizing I've left quite a mess all over the mirror. And
Oh, you're slime, right?
I try to wipe it, and I
you
realize
find
it's
these really
completely
nice
futile.
silk. Oh my god.
So
It's
I
silk and
just
cloths.
I leave.
Do I
and
see you do this?
I don't know. You left.
What
No,
do
I
you
don't
wipe
know
it
you.
with?
Oh, you didn't leave?
No.
Oh, I thought you left.
So I hear the
Silk
curtains
and cloth.
the curtains part for a moment. I see him stop, turn around, and start wiping it. I'm just like, prestidigitation, and clean it up. Let's go.
Oh, thank God. I was so worried for a moment there.
So was she. It was funny.
I wouldn't want anyone to think anything improper. God knows what they heard.
Don't worry. Magic is all sorts of uses.
That is true.
Let us go.
That is true. Don't mind me. I'm
Leave
just
a tip.
walking off a little situation here. Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the Triple Tailor. Please tell your friends about us.
For your troubles, my friend the jailer.
You know what would be nice?
What's that?
Perhaps a small suit for Mr. White.
That's a clever idea.
It's a women's shop.
Perhaps a small dress.
Mr. White
That's all he needs.
has a very feminine figure. And
Well,
besides,
I'm sure that it's not like you don't have clothes for pixies, do you?
Baby
I'm
clothes.
afraid that I don't specialize in clothes for
It
pixies.
has to be custom made.
yes, I don't know that we have the time.
Okay.
That's
Perhaps
a good
another
idea,
day.
though. Yes.
He just seems like such an asshole.
I see.
want to dress
You
him
might
up.
want to give him a gift or something. That's all I'm
Yes,
saying.
that is true. I wasn't very kind to my last familiar. I allowed him to be blown up.
You see this from a lady?
I guess we're walking.
The door opens.
Things
Yeah,
are
right.
right.
You guys aren't even like, where's Nakba?
Praise
Yeah,
the
I thought he was
Lord.
with us.
We're back to the carriage.
You
I
get back to the
suppose.
carriage. Nakma's there, and you see. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Arlant.
Arlen.
Alent.
Yes, Alent. Yeah, he's up front, sitting. The two zombies are kind of like just lying on the top, like they're dead, and
Okay.
skeletons now. And Alent's just up front. It's like, that's right. I've got a crossbow. Got the best. Oh, start.
Hail and Womed, Alan.
Don't worry, sir. It's not loaded. Oh! I forgot to put a rock on there. Don't worry.
I had considered
Well done,
giving you a
Alex.
gift,
Well done.
but perhaps not now. Cormac,
Yes.
during my scrying, I witnessed something that you may be able to identify. Something else that you may be able to identify. I witnessed a grand river split in twain round an island with a large edifice in the center, then reconvening round the other side of the island into a single river.
Oh, sure.
Appeared to be a grand city.
Yes, I'm sure I know that city.
I am sure that you do as well.
It's Skyfjord.
Skyfjord.
Mm-hmm.
By the gods, I've always wanted to visit that place, I must admit.
And that's where your guide is.
And that is where we will find Faestrili and Sylvanar.
Do you guys hear that?
Skyfjord, you say?
Not only Skyfjord,
Always
my
wanted to go
friends,
there myself.
but a friend who remains alive,
It's a legendary city.
and a legendary ranger.
Oh, not him.
Faestrili and
Ah.
Sylvanar.
Really?
He lives! Weren't you
Well,
curious?
of course. Did something bad happen to him? Is he okay?
Last we seen him, it was not him. Remember?
I know.
Mooney, you're strangely silent. Are you not excited at the prospect of our friend living?
You say that, but is Moody there?
We're back at the... Well,
They
I
came
guess
back.
we
Yeah,
don't
we-
know if you're there.
Oh, yeah.
They're back at the wagon.
We're
Are
back
you
at
there?
the wagon.
Stealth check.
Alright. So, when Moody was there, I'm like, hey, how's it going, Alan? I immediately go inside, you know. Then I go up to the second part, the boat half.
Mooney, I learned how to shoot rocks with the crossbow.
That's cool, Alan.
I think it's great.
I go up there, and then I pull out the magic 8-ball. I start shaking it up. I'm like, shake it, 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 shake it. I put it down. I'm like, why was I created?
A little 20-sided ball rolls across an illusionary table in front of you, and it says, "Reply hazy. Try again." Remember that the magic 8-ball mostly works like an augury spell.
Okay. Thanks, 8-ball. You really know how to cheer me up sometimes. Hey, Alan!
Yes, my lord.
Hey, you want to become a monk?
Do I get to shoot rocks at bigger rocks?
I don't think it's a very monk thing to do, but hey, it sounds good to me.
Well, maybe it should be a monk thing to do. Right? I heard that you do things that aren't very monk-like.
That's true. That's very true.
Right? You could be your free-form monk. I will be a rocky monk.
Yes.
I mean, I'm an earth genasi. It's only natural, right? I'm already starting to embrace what I have become, and I am growing as a person.
Maybe we can nature your skills.
Very good.
Yes, we will nature my skills.
I mean nurture. I don't know why I said it that way.
We could nature them as well, though. It might be in your nature to nurture my nature.
You know what? we'll start right now, okay? I'll go hide somewhere, then you try to hit me with a rock.
Right. Got it.
With the crossbow.
All right. Remember, don't use your eyes for this. Try to use tremor sense, like those Earth those Earth Elemental we ran into earlier.
Oh, clever. I will try that, my lord. You go hide. I'm getting my bag of rocks. Meanwhile, you guys come up, have your conversation.
that's what he was looking.
Good one, Alan.
I got him! I got him!
He falls from the tree.
Mooney,
Lands on your feet.
Oh, hey. How's it going, Tess?
are you all right?
He got me. Pretty good.
Is Mooney? Is the Drake performing here?
Oh, he got him pretty good.
Okay.
There's a large welt and like a little bit of
Yeah,
blood
the
coming down from the
helmet's
side of his temple.
dented.
Yeah.
Ping.
It looks like
kinda
Boba Fett.
I give Alan a little side eye, like, holy shit, dude, what is our I'm like thinking we just fought a devil, couldn't lay a glove on Mooney, and this fucking guy.
Right? Picks him out of a tree.
Yeah.
Blind out of a tree.
Like, okay, maybe we did hire the right driver. Drake, Mooney, whatever you call yourself these days, come here, I have some information to share with you. And I share the information with you.
Okay. So we're heading to Mythios then, right?
Perhaps at a later date, but first, the City of Skulls.
Skulls.
And first, apparently, Skyfield.
Yes, I have procured a nice map of the area, and
Why is it torn on one side?
we have circled. It's not. It's mended already.
Oh,
You
sorry.
weren't there for that, though. We have circled all of the points of interest of the temples that he has found. If you look right here, we can just easily traverse a few of them on our way down there.
What's the first temple say there? I can't read it from here.
It's the one between here and
And there.
something shard.
Any hint
that's
of
where
like
we're going
what type
to
of
get the dude?
temple it is?
No, the dude is farther south, much
Farther
farther
south.
south.
Okay, what are you looking for?
Here.
What temple?
I don't know. Well, that's right,
Are
man.
you looking for a monastery or are you looking for a shrine to a devil?
Oh.
There are no
Both along the way.
that I know of. There are no shrines to any devils along the way.
Yeah, Pune, City of Skulls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
though that's the only
Okay, but so that we need to. But we're. I don't think
heading
we're
to
gonna go
Skyfield.
south first.
Yeah,
and
so
then
we don't
There's
know.
Honor's Guard. If
We
you would
don't-
like to go to a monastery, there's a monastery right here and a monastery right here.
Okay, and we're.
Way over there.
Yeah, we
yeah,
have to go
yep,
way
yep,
across
right
the
there, Chris.
wasteland around.
Okay,
Yeah, you can go here.
Oof.
so there's not really a way to get your guide.
It's just that we don't know where the City of Skulls is.
It's right there on the map.
It's not though, right?
It's
between the-
exact location
between-
is kind of unknown.
Right.
It's a
You're
large
trying to
mountain
tell an outlander basically lives in survivalist guy, he can't find it, and a basically person who can find his
get
way
lost.
through any type of maze that
That
they
too.
can't find this City of
I'm
Skulls.
sure there are guides.
I see that you doubt the two of us and our expertise.
Here's the thing. There is an altar to a devil named Paimon in Skyfjord.
Mm.
Perhaps we could collect our friend, the ranger. No doubt he's been to the City of Skulls before, as long-lived and as deviant as he is. I would assume that he's been to the City of Skulls. Perhaps we travel to Skyfjord, collect our friend, destroy the idol to Paimon in Skyfjord, and then travel to the City of Skulls thereafter.
It would be fast to garner some sort of ship to go around the horn here.
Now you're talking.
Perhaps we could travel with our friend the General.
Oh,
Well, he's going.
north, right?
Is he going home?
He's going over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm sure we can find a ship big enough to carry our cart
We can book passage.
and our livestock.
What if the cart is faster?
No offense to Snack, of course.
If we travel,
Probably is.
east overland, we could visit some of your monasteries along the way, Mooney.
We'd have to cross the mountain.
Yeah, you have to cross the mountain
Oh,
pass.
that's a mountain.
There is a couple
right.
of mountain passes actually. There is a mountain pass
So-
here, and
Oh yeah, that is true.
it is not shown, but there is a mountain pass here on the Elven side.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of vote to skip Rodmalak. From what I've heard from Cyrano before he died, that was a pretty bad place.
I don't think any of
Plus,
us
we
would
just
be
killed
welcome
a
there.
noble from there.
Yes. I agree.
Boat sounds nice. I just wish we could use the carriage more.
Okay. Well, let us stay in the carriage then and head east. You want to hit the
Monastery
monastery
over
and the shrine over.
And a monastery down here.
So
Both
boom,
of
boom,
them
boom.
are on the
meet
way.
him and then go north.
Yes.
Excellent.
It's just gonna be like going to the expanseless waste.
Then we are
Like we did
off.
for the last 2 years, right?
Where we first met, Mooney.
Yeah.
But it's not snow.
No,
Okay.
there's
You rest for the
there's a
night.
deep desert to the east.
That's
Alan
okay.
tends to the horses and the
Handle that.
livestock. You have your belongings, and the next day, dawn breaks. You break camp, say your goodbyes, wave to Octomasades. Bye, Octomasades. I'll see you again one day. And you hit the road.
Actually, we have an appointment before we leave.
You do
We do.
Is that Tez?
with.
With the magistrate.
Chicky's
That's
not
right. You stop at the magistrates. You see, it's
Wasting
tall
our
building.
time.
Nakma, you've been here before.
Yep.
Opening up the door, you see it's very lot of windows, bright light shining through. I believe it was a stained glass, and all of these stained glass depict various scenes upon the ground. A very large round table, all decorated in faux ivy, and elves who are sitting there discussing the business of the day. You step in, and she looks at you. Oh, Lord Nakmar. Sir Nakmar, not a lord. Sir Nakmar. It was a fine effort that you put forth during the joust.
Thank you, my lady.
I applaud your effort in the tilts.
I appreciate.
By what good grace have you come to visit today?
My friend here, my companion, I trust dearly with my life, has some important information to give you in the tasks of last night.
Then let us have it.
Balthazar.
Tez Balthazar. You are welcome in my court.
My good magistrate Lantessa Evelrithan. I'm happy to report that Sir Nakmar has brought great honor upon your house. For we have not only discovered but rooted out those of the Orient Dawn in your fair city. 'Twas us who captured those evildoers, delivered by Talessa Viren late last night to some guards of the city.
Ah. She spoke very highly of you.
We have come to pay our respects before leaving, and simply wish to make your acquaintance before that comes.
The city of Zarthines thanks you for your service. We appreciate your efforts in rooting out this evil. I only wish that you would have come to see me first, instead of acting as a vigilante within my city's walls. But a service done is a service indeed. We shall speak highly of you, and Tez Balthazar, you will have a place in Zarthines forevermore.
I am doubly thankful for this, my lady. However, I ask a simple boon of you.
You may ask.
Although it is not for myself, but for the knight of your fair city. As a knight, he must wield a weapon of true honor. Now, I do not ask for that weapon, but tell me, know you any legends of any great weapons worthy of a knight such as Nakmar?
A weapon worthy for a knight errant? One might think that any claymore or great axe or lance should work.
Nay, I speak of a mighty elven weapon, perhaps a magical weapon. Something lost to the ages or time.
It would appear that your lizard folk friend here bears a mighty elven weapon of his own. Perhaps that is worthy of Sir Nakmar.
That belongs to our elven friend, as you say, or our lizard friend.
You are collectors of antiquarian priorities of some sort. It would seem. Alas,
May I introduce myself? I am Cormac, purveyor of Cormac Antiquities in Page. And
Cormac,
yes,
purveyor
indeed.
of Cormac Antiquities of Page,
We-
friend of Taz Balthazar,
Indeed.
and ally of Sir Nakmo. I bid you welcome to my
And
court.
member of the Black
Thank you.
Lotus, my lady.
Oh, that's beneficial now, huh? Thanks.
It is.
Yes, we are actually treasure hunters, among other things. And antiquities is one of my hobbies and my business. We only wish to know if there's anything in the area that perhaps you have deemed too dangerous to recover.
A great many fortune has been lost in the city of Skulls over many countless years. That is upon land. Upon the open sea, one might travel far south to the Sea of Thieves. The Iron Tide has been quite voracious of late and plundered many a great antiquity and magical artifact on its way to Rodmalak.
Speaking of the city of skulls, is there perhaps a method of getting there that you are aware of that would not be public knowledge?
Alas, I do not have such information. Most excursions to the City of Skulls are fruitless. Our greatest rangers are able to find the city and get there from time to time, but it would appear that through whatever sorcery or dark magic that the city gods, they use such skills to hide their paths or remove them entirely. It has been completely impenetrable from any strongly armed force.
Perhaps we'll find our way there. Thank you. Well met.
Anastellian be with you all. May the Lady of Moonlight guide your path.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance,
Yours as well, Taz Balthazar.
my lady.
Vanya Sylvie.
Vanya Sile. And so, you get into your carriage. You leave the city behind. The road is quite nice. You spend a couple of days traveling, actually, on this cobblestone road, the forest paths, and everything else. You stop, you camp, you meet travelers. It's mostly uneventful. Not even so much as
Hi.
not even so much as a raid of gnolls or anything to catch your attention.
Any children see our cart and the Black Lotus symbol and say, hey?
The children do not recognize the symbol of the
We're
Black
not getting
Lotus.
famous yet.
You're not that famous yet.
Damn it. We will be.
You're getting there. Not seriously, you're getting there.
That's cool.
But as you are traveling, it is as you stop and you begin to cross the river, the border. What's that?
I checked
Is there
the
a
Now?
wall?
You
Is
want
there
your
a
shit
wall
now?
there?
I checked the bridge for explosives.
Check under the bridge for trolls.
Yeah, I run underneath the bridge to make sure there's no explosives.
It's a pretty active river and pretty deep, but I
Find a
guess you can
goat,
run on
quick.
water for a little bit.
Yeah, and he can swim real fast.
And I can also run 100 feet.
But in, yeah.
So you are just south of the city of Velthalir, and you are on your way to the area to the south, and you are at the river, the Silver Moon River. And as you stop at this river, you kind of look back at the Elven lands, and you look in front of you. The forests go from a very lush Viridian to kind of a dry aspen and birch wood. The verdant green emerald forests and timbered boughs of Elendé is replaced by fertile soil of farmland. You see patches of farms stretching out to all directions, from vineyards to wheat and barley and hops and other such things. It would seem that Rodmalak itself is a very fertile place. And it is here on this side of the river that you see a great oak tree. This oak tree here in Rodmalak. And from the oak tree you see that there are already 3 figures hanging upon nooses, dangled by rope. there is a group of people that appear to be lashing another figure upon the ground, beating it, treating it very harshly.
Is it a genasi?
And they are putting a rope around its neck as well. As the figures disperse a little bit, and one of them takes the rope and throws it over one of the larger boughs of the tree, the figure lurches up a little bit, and you see the black and bruised visage of an orc. And surrounding him are 5 elves. There are 5 elves surrounding it.
Do you want me to cut him down?
What kind of
Shall
elves
we
out there?
interrupt this hanging?
They appear to be 2 wood
Use
elves
your knighthood. Get their attention.
and 3 sun elves.
Are we still in
You are now in Rodmalak.
Rodmalak?
You just crossed the border.
Okay.
Can I educate them really quick about Rodmalaki and politics towards orcs?
Orcs are tolerated.
Okay. It's very unusual that they'd be treating these orcs this way. They must have been caught stealing or something.
Do
Should we
their
stop
clothing appear to be?
I'm only here to
The,
write your
so
story,
desirable.
Mooney.
the 3 orcs up in a tree
Moral
are...
quandaries are up to you. And you?
The 3 orcs
Yep.
up in a tree are stripped down pretty much to what you would consider to be undergarment. There's various things cast about, strewn upon the ground. The 4th orc in question likewise appears to be stripped down to what you would consider undergarment, although this particular one appears to be dressed in a much finer fabric.
Does this feel like it's wrong?
Yeah, it looks like it.
This feels wrong to
Can I?
me.
Is there a roll for that?
Yeah, inside.
Can I roll an insight to feel if this is like a wrong?
I mean, they're whipping
Does
him.
Nakma get a gut?
Well,
wrong
I mean,
We don't have
you
any.
can roll insight, but that's if somebody's trying to lie to you or
Okay.
if there's a trick or something
we
like
like
that. You
don't-
can roll insight for this and I can give you a little bit of an idea. Or you could go
Well,
with what you feel. What does Nakma feel seeing this?
From the last description, I feel that this possibly could be ill thought out. But let's find out.
Does it look like they're robbing these orcs?
Does it look like a hate crime?
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to get across.
You don't see anything around here that looks valuable.
What are they
that the orcs
saying?
have.
What's their verbiage, without being?
Give me
You
Yeah,
know,
I'll take
your passive perception can pick it up. As you stop, you listen. Is basically what you're saying that you're doing. You stop and you listen for a second. You see that these elves here are doing this act, this atrocity, and while the orc is beaten badly and doesn't look like he's got the strength to fight back, still has a bit of defiance in him.
Okay.
The elves are treating him badly. A kick to the gut, a punch to the face. I'll teach you, filthy black blood, to show your kind so close to our forest. Throw the rope up. Let's be done with this business and get back home.
Well, let's interrupt
The
this.
only good orc is a dead orc.
You 5. Konesti pa!
How dare you? Hold your tongue, human.
Though I may be human, I have more honor than you. What is it that you're doing to this orc and why? I mean, it's obvious, but is his only crime being close to the Elven lands?
We do not tolerate their kind. No
Then-
doubt he skulked it down from the city of skulls of some sort, up to no good. Their kind only spread evil and malicious intent. They are an evil creature.
Then release him to us and we will be on our way.
No. We will make the world a better place.
Murder makes the world a better place.
I attack.
When a fly lands upon your brow, do you not swat at it? They are nothing but insects. Do you not feed upon meat? Wait,
Release the
what is
Mooney.
that?
Release the Mooney!
And that's our game for tonight. Our next game starts with roll for initiative.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that shit's not happening. We're gonna watch him string somebody up in front of us. That's just not gonna happen.
These are wood elves.
2 are wood elves. 3 are high elves.
They're just assholes, I think.
And they all got Rod.
They're ass elves.
Yeah,
ass
elves.
elves.
Rod Malak ass.
Ass,
Rod
ass,
Malakian
ass.
ass elves.
No, they're from the Elven lands. They just said they're
Yeah,
just
they're
cross
on the
the border
forest.
across
They're on the
shit.
forest side.
Yeah.
No. They're on Rodmalak's side.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, you
yeah,
know what they're gonna
from
be?
the forests of
Okay.
Rodmalak.
There's
taking a
still
dip in the river.
trees in Rodmalak,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah, you know what they're gonna be? Is taking a dip in the river.
Sure.
I think I understand what's going on here now.
Yes.
Jesse's like, I set this up so they're all level 20.
Filthy elves
We'll see who
cross the
gets dipped in the
border.
river.
did I say elves? I meant liches.
They also are summoning demigods.
All right, to end moves.
Good game.
Good game.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Let the flumps
Flumps.
fly.
No more flumps.
Let's fly the flumps.
That was dangerous.
All right. Good night, everybody.